Ready for the video?
Let's do it.
Perfect.
I don't know.
The
It's
way
an
you have
interesting
heard
perspective for
somebody-
sure. I think so.
Soulmates, as he said.
It's
Present practice. What's conscious? This is Vish
Sierra,
and today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
when does the soul enter the body?
My name is Vish. I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, wisdom, and yoga based. Super grateful to have Sierra on the show. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Sierra. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I lived in Hawaii and now I'm based in Austin, Texas. I currently am a project manager during the day, and on the side for fun, I work in the crypto NFT space, and I also run a spiritual account.
Awesome. Thanks for being here again. And what's your quick take on the soul and maybe leaving or entering the body?
Ooh, man. Well, I just kind of figured it was always there, so we'll see.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what to expect here either. Honestly, don't know much about the space. So with that,
Let's get into the video.
it's an interesting intro.
where do you think, or where do you suggest where life begins? Is it in the womb? Is it when you are delivered? Is it when does the soul enter the body?
Now you're assuming things.
Well, I've heard
love this.
from whatever my learning
No, no.
and
Keyword assumption.
conditioning, as you can call.
Now I'm talking about you and me and people here. Now you're bringing an other person called soul.
Yes.
Let us use the word life because the word soul is heavily contaminated.
The soul's
people are
overused.
finding soulmates.
I think so.
Soulmates, as he said.
It's very clear. It's very, very clear. Your body needs a mate, your mind may need a mate. But the soul, if it is absolute, it definitely will not need a mate, isn't it?
Love that perspective.
But so many things happen. Let's call it life.
Okay.
It's less corrupted word. As life does not engage with the body, just like that, it happens as a process. When a woman or a mother conceives, two little cells coming together then becomes a meatball, literally. For this meatball to become
Meatball.
alive,
What do you think of that
it is somewhere
analogy?
between 40 to 48
don't
days
know.
after conception that the life process enters. I don't know what the medical opinion is. Are there any doctors here? Huh? Okay. Okay. All right. I'm saying this from my personal experience. It's 40 to 48 days, that's the space where you enter. There are some lives which enter later. Suppose, see, this is something a woman or a mother could feel if we train her a little bit. If she sees that a life entered beyond 48 days, then you're delivering somebody truly special, because this life will take time to settle in.
do you
Some
think?
phenomenal life is on the
It's
way.
an
You have
interesting
heard
perspective, for
somebody sees
Wow.
Gautama's mother, and this man says, "You are going to deliver a phenomenal being." Somebody looks at Yashoda and says to the mother, "You are delivering a phenomenal being." This is simply because when you notice after 48 days of conception, still life has not entered, but enters a little later than that, this means you are expecting a phenomenal being to arrive. Why it is so? If I go into the intricacies, it'll take you somewhere. But normal life enters somewhere between 40 to 48 days. Now, after this, for some reason, after all, womb is a manufacturing unit of this body. For some reason, if the the body did not form itself appropriately for that life or for any life, then the life chooses to exist before it's delivered. So this is a stillborn baby. Or sometimes, because of whatever compulsions, a mother may choose to abort the child. That is another form of thing. But in these things, the engagement with the body for this life truly begins somewhere approximately between 84 to 90 days is where really life gets engaged. Till then, it's foraging, it is looking if this is suitable, if this womb is the right place. This is not a conscious thing, this is an unconscious tendency-wise, it is seeing if it matches by tendencies. The appropriate word for this is, traditionally, we call this vasanas. Depending upon your vasana, you're looking for an appropriate body. So, though it is partially engaged, it can exit before 90 days, between 84 to 90 days, the life gets properly engaged. From then on, it's a proper baby. From then on, it's a proper life.
So, Sierra, after watching this quite deep video, what's going through your mind?
I would say it just brings up a lot of memories or conversations in regards to like pregnancy and, you know, it's meant to be, and, you know, that just the life that we kind of come into maybe is obviously not a choice, but on some level it's meant for our soul. So I thought that was interesting how he was saying like the soul comes and feels out the womb and the situation, and, you know, it either works out or, you know, moves on to another life or womb or presence.
That's it. And let me ask you this, what does the soul mean to you? I guess after, because I know he kind of talked about it a bit in the beginning, what does it mean to you?
Big questions. You know, I think the soul, I guess, is like the piece of God that you make into the version of you. Because we're all coming from some source, whatever it is, whatever your belief is, and it just manifests in this world as a earth or a human, and yeah, so I guess a little piece of God.
There we go. I love that perspective. And would you describe yourself as religious, or what's your background?
You know, it's interesting. I actually grew up a little bit religious. Like, I definitely was reading the Bible and everything in middle school. So
you were a Christian?
Yeah, a little Christian, but my dad was atheist, and we were the Creasters, only going to church on Christmas and Easter, so it wasn't super ingrained, and I kind of had the choice to explore, but now I would definitely say I'm more of a spiritual human and, you know, respect all religions and have learned a lot from Christianity, but that's where I stand now.
Thanks for sharing that, Sierra. And I guess diving a bit more deeper into that, the soul, as I'd asked you before. Actually, before I even get into that, would love to hear what you think of the soul. You know, after watching the video, comment down below. What does it mean to you? And I really love how he started off right off the back by asking and breaking down how we shouldn't even use the word soul, right? Not that we shouldn't per se, but we should be more conscious with the word.
Yeah.
I think we tend to use so many words nowadays, just left and right, unconsciously, and I would say, at least personal take here, I think words are significant but not important. And the reason I say they're significant is because when you keep saying something repeatedly, and it's especially, let's say, a reflection from a video or society or the media, whatever it might be, it's entering your subconscious. And when it's entering your subconscious, it's in a way crafting the way you think. And so I love the way how he just was like, you know what, let's not even talk about soul, let's just talk about life. And then he dove into it. So I'm curious, what's your take on words, and how important are words to you?
I totally agree with what you say. I mean, being intentional with your words is extremely important because it's just like a powerful way to put energy and thought and opinion into the world. But I totally have had those moments, and maybe you'll have too, where it's just like it's so profound what you experience that there's no words to explain it, or that it was so emotional and it meant so much to you that there's just the words won't cover it. And I think that says a lot about language and the way we use it. Is like sometimes there's these times where it just doesn't cover it.
Definitely. And to kind of add on to that and connect back to the video, I would want to just mention how I find it interesting that he kind of did give sort of direct answers to this question about like when does the soul enter the body. He tends to not be as usually as straight up. It's more of like him talking around the question, which some people might dislike, but I think the reason he does that is because just like how you mentioned right now, some of these things are so deep and only experienceable, if that's a word, or let's say experiential, that words don't do it justice and you really can't describe it. And so the only way you can describe it is through talking around it or giving pointers. And so I would just leave this, at least from my opinion on this video, and say that I really don't know what the soul means. I mean, saying I don't know, as he says, I think it's a very powerful thing because it opens up the possibilities for what the truth could be. So yeah, I don't know what the soul is. I don't know if it's real. Does it leave the body? Does it enter? Is it always? I got no clue, to be honest. I haven't experienced it. Until I've experienced it myself, I always love leaving it as an I don't know. But any closing thoughts here, Sierra?
I mean, I think the soul is real. I think we all feel it deep down at different times. And in a way, I think the soul also is what connects us all. So
that was beautifully said, and I want to appreciate you for being here, and remind the viewers where they can find you.
You can find me at lewa.lani on Instagram, and please follow me on TikTok as Crypto Booty.
All of our stuff will be down below. And if you have any other video reaction requests or topics or guests that you want to see on the show, you can also comment down below. Also, if you made it this far, if you don't mind hitting that like button and that subscribe button, it would mean a lot. With that, make it a great day. Take it joyful and stay conscious. Awesome job, Sierra. You did great.
Thank you.